everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Natalie, and today we're going to react to a video that was posted by Ryan Cunningham on Twitter. And I quote, "Breaking: school administrators, teachers, and union officials from Utah talk about how they indoctrinate children in critical race theory and Black Lives Matter without parents' consent." We're gonna play this video and you'll be able to see it, and we're going to react to this video.
The work that him and Gwen, Dr. G do, like going out, having those critical conversations, helping teacher front load some of those lessons that might be considered, you know, like CRT or white privilege, things like that, how to name things and talk about things.
So that was one teacher talking about how they can teach children critical race theory and Black Lives Matter social activist things without parents' consent, how they can work around it. So this is basically what they're doing in Utah schools right now, and they're also doing it throughout the United States. And this was caught in hidden camera. And right now, Michelle Loveday, Director of Culture and Diversity of Jordan, Utah, is going to be talking. And let me tell you, anything that says Director of Culture and Diversity is code word for critical race theory and social justice activism, basically Marxism. If you actually look on the website for Black Lives Matter, it's a Marxist that created that and talks about it, and it does not help. They are putting all their money in their pockets, and they're basically indoctrinating children, and this is my opinion.
What are you going to do if they pass one of those stupid, like, anti-CRT laws?
There's like
Stupid anti-CRT laws. So that's a dude talking.
Loopholes with it that it just goes back to the LEA for equity and for things. And so whenever our team goes out, we don't do an opt-out prior to.
They don't do an opt-out prior. So they'll have the Learning Equity Association go out to schools, go and teach children. They talk to children about critical race theory and Black Lives Matter and other things, and they do not give the parents an opportunity to opt out. So basically they're being very sneaky, and then they let the parents know after the fact. So let's continue. This is still Michelle Loveday talking.
They just go out, meet the kids, work with them. We operate like a math department.
They operate like a math department, but they're not.
And then we give a letter after they go out saying, we were in your school. And this is what they talked
So
about.
the letter goes out after they've already talked about critical race theory, Black Lives Matter, whatever else that they have on their agenda. So they are basically telling parents that they can go F themselves because they don't have a say in their child's education.
We have a teacher at the high school, and his name's Isaac. When all of the stuff happened, he had Black Lives Matter flag, great big one. And he was just loud and proud. And even after the board said, you know, you can't have a flag bigger than the American flag. I mean, it was huge. It was huge. You know, bigger than the American flag, you know, you got to, and he was like, no, I'm not going to. And
Okay, so they're talking about this teacher named Isaac who had a huge Black Lives Matter flag in his classroom, and the board, I guess it was the school board, said that you couldn't have a flag bigger than the American flag, and he's like, no. Now, if you hold these political ideologies, see, you can do what you want at your house, Isaac. If you have children, you can instill those beliefs in your children. Do whatever you want to do. It's a free country. However, what you're not allowed to do, and what you should not be allowed to do, is to be able to put your opinion. You're just a teacher. Who the fuck do you think you are? You're just a teacher. You're supposed to teach children math, science, whatever it is that what you specialize in. Not about social justice. It is not your place to teach people's children your political ideologies. Does that make sense? I know that some of the lefty lunatics aren't gonna like this, but it's really not a teacher's job to put their political ideologies onto children. I know that I'm a daycare provider, I'm an owner of a daycare, and I don't speak of any such things at all. I teach children skills in order to navigate to be able to go to preschool and have confidence to be independent. I don't instill any of my beliefs onto them at all. And so what Isaac is doing is ridiculous.
His other teachers were fearful, right?
Right.
He was like, fire me. Right? And he's got enough tenure, and they're like, oh, okay. You know, he's like, right, yep, fire me. What are you gonna do?
Before I was in this role,
So Isaac is sticking to his guns and says, fire me. Well, he should be fired because he's not doing what he's supposed to do. He's breaking the rules. And I have to respect the fact that he's sticking to his guns and is willing to be fired over something like this. I have to respect that because at least he's taking a stand in that sense. And so many people are so fearful of what people think of them that they allow this nonsense to happen. So Isaac, you have my respect in that regards. However, it doesn't belong in the classroom. Go do that on your own time, with your own kids, and on your own time when you're not getting paid.
my department did a discourse unit on social justice issues.
What does the MAGA crowd or the church say when you start talking about social justice?
You teach it
So Katrina Kennedy is making fun of the MAGA crowd and the church, which is the LDS church here predominantly in Utah. And she has a look of disgust and disdain on her face, which already tells me that she is not a neutral party teacher. She is basically vomiting her beliefs onto her students. So let's see what she says.
a group of seniors at West Jordan High, and they don't.
It's an elective. Yeah.
Well, it was a required class. It was English 12.
Oh,
so-
yeah.
Even with that, what
So one teacher's like, well, that was an elective class, right? And she's like, no, it was an English class. And she's teaching social justice activism to seniors.
curriculum? So I came up with an alternate curriculum for that
Okay.
child. It is still an SEL curriculum.
So a parent apparently wanted a different curriculum for their child that did not include social activism. And this teacher, Sarah Roberts, executive director of Ogden, said, well, I gave that child a different curriculum, but it was still social emotional learning, which is secret code word for critical race theory. And she's smirking when she says this, but you'll be able to see it because I'll have a side by side.
Right? I was like, so how about your child do this and this and this during that time? That sounds fantastic.
And it's the same
Usually, well, of course it's not, but it's for
Oh.
this. It meets the same objectives.
Okay.
Meets the same objectives, meaning it's still critical race theory, disguised as social emotional learning. Wake up, parents. This is what teachers are doing. Marxist, like legit Marxist. Go look it up and go Google it, what that means.
There are things as a high school teacher that frustrated me, like you can't ask for pronouns. That they made that law. I still did, and
Okay.
a lot of the high school teachers I know, especially in the English department, because we were like, this is bull crap, like we still did.
So they're talking about pronouns for different gender identities, I suppose. And if students want to be called by a certain pronoun, that I think is a one-on-one thing that needs to be between teacher and student. And that student can tell their friends. But it doesn't need to be taught in school. It can be taught in the home, my opinion. And that's pretty much what they caught on camera, undercover camera. Someone was recording this little group meeting, and this video has gone ultra viral from what I've seen. And I know that state school board members have seen this video, and I don't know what's gonna come of it, but it's come to light. Teachers, union officials, members of the Learning Education Academy, whatever it's called, are secretly going through the loopholes of laws, state Utah laws, in order to be able to peddle critical race theory, Black Lives Matter, whatever other political ideology that they deem should be taught in school to children. And it's basically an indoctrination, and it's not academic. So parents, you should beware of what's happening. Whether you choose to do something about it, it's not up to me. I'm just giving out the information. I'm giving you my reaction to it because it's my opinion. And I am allowed to have an opinion, as are you. If you like what you see, comment below. If you don't like what you see, well, you can comment below too because I don't get offended. Like and subscribe and share this channel if you feel so inclined. Anyway, that's it for today. My name's Natalie, and have a great rest of your day.